สวัสดีครับขอต้อนรับท่านผู้ชมทุกท่านเข้าสู่บาสลีบ้านะครับวันนี้เราก็จะข้ามมาดูข่าว CNN กันนะครับเป็นข่าวกีฬาอารันเชลเลอร์กล่าวว่าจอเซ่มูรินโญ่อาจจะสูญเสียงานของเขาแชมป์พรีเมียร์ลีก13 สมัยได้เริ่มต้นฤดูกาลที่เลวร้ายที่สุดนับตั้งแต่ปี 2532 และด้านโจเซ่มูรินโญ่ตอนนี้ก็ได้อยู่อันดับที่ 10 แล้วซึ่งในการจัดอันดับหลังจากที่ล่าสุดได้แพ้เวสต์แฮมไป 3-1 เมื่อวันเสาร์ที่ผ่านมานะครับจะเป็นยังไงก็ต้องมาติดตามกันนะครับเกี่ยวกับอนาคตของมูรินโญ่แต่ว่าอารันเชลเลอร์ให้ทัศนคติว่าโจเซ่มูรินโญ่เสี่ยงต่อการสูญเสียงานที่
I think there's a joylessness about it. I think the great thing about him when he came into British football or English football, and even when he went back to Spain initially, he had a joy about him or an impudence about him, and there was definitely a spark in the eyes. Whereas now there's a deadening effect to his continual pessimism and complaints. He talks about not being able to be given the players that he wants. Well, he spent a lot of money, or sanctioned spending a lot of money on that team, over £300 million, with very little effect. And also, last night he saw his future in the other dugout a matter of feet away, because you look at Pochettino. Pochettino, is almost the exact opposite. Empathetic. He absolutely drives people, but he drives them in the right way. He trusts youth, and there is a sense of adventure. And also, I think someone like Mourinho has lost the idea about the real values of his football club. And again, the counterpoint to that is someone like Jurgen Klopp, who's gone into Liverpool, realised that there's a football club which is absolutely hardwired into their community, and he reflects the emotional intensity of the club.
But it does feel like Jose Mourinho, the brand, the manager, is now in freefall, and we have seen this from him before. We've seen him reach this third season at previous clubs before and follow this pattern of behaviour. So where he is concerned, is this just history repeating itself, or is there something different going on this time?
I think there's an element of that, but you are right that this does feel a little different. The brand has become much more toxic. The behaviour has become much more predictable, and we talk about the third season syndrome with Mourinho, don't we? So I think we're actually watching someone who is almost out of his time, because as I look, certainly in the book that I've done about the rise of the new manager, who's probably exemplified by Gareth Southgate, emotionally intelligent, engaging, empathetic. And it was very marked within the World Cup to see how he had almost the moral courage to come out and say to his players, look, just be yourselves.
How does Jose Mourinho need to adapt if he's to survive the modern game as you see it?
He's basically, the leopard has got to change his spots, hasn't he? And I can't see that happening, frankly. And there is an element of the sort of unspoken question so far is this Mourinho's last job at a very, very big club, at one of the world's great clubs? Because you look around, with perhaps the exception of Paris Saint-Germain, I don't think he'll get a job at the very, very highest level.
You think this could be his last big gig?
It could be. It could be. And also, I just think he's almost come to the end of his tether in that. I think where we are is Mourinho deserves the greatest credit and the greatest respect for what he's done in the game. But if we look about what he will do, I think we've probably come to the end of the line.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.